Alright.
Let's do some more starting builds, you insatiable bastards, while my energy drink is still working. This time it's Conjurer. Conjurer is one of the most flexible classes in the game. I'm going to give you my opinion on how you should build it and how to get the most out of it in early game. The only skill from the summoning tree that scales with any kind of attribute or combat ability is Dimensional Bolt. That makes this class a blank slate. Do whatever the hell you want with it and it's going to work. You can create melee fighter that is summoning incarnates and totems. You can create mage that is summoning incarnates and totems. Whatever the hell you want. Just remember that you're going to have to spend a lot of action points to infuse your bastard incarnate with additional properties like power infusion, farside infusion, shadow infusion, fire infusion, you name it. Why is this class so flexible? Well, it's simple, you bastard. It's because when you summon an incarnate on a surface, it's going to do a damage based on that surface. If you summon him on clear ground, it's going to do physical damage. If you summon him on blood, it's going to do also physical damage, but it's going to get some blood spells to use. If you summon him on water, it's going to have water spells and it's going to do water damage. Complete magical water damage. If you summon him on fire, same as with water. That's why this class can be built in every way possible. Later in the game, Summoner should be combined with any other preset. That's why I'm saying he's blank slate. At the beginning for early levels, story is a little bit different. My perfect Summoner would be something like this. For attribute, honestly, it does not matter. Maybe go for Constitution. That would be probably the best choice. I'll explain why. Don't be pissed off yet. Wait for it. I'll explain it. For fuck's sake. The only thing that is a must from combat abilities at the beginning of the game is summoning. Sooner you can get summoning to 10 and get yourself incarnate champion, the better. During the first 2 turns of every battle, you'll be summoning totems and your incarnate. On the second turn, you'll be infusing your incarnate, wasting action points on infusions. That's why at the beginning of the game, this bastard should be used, in my opinion, as a healer/buffer. Tank is also a viable option. If you want him to become a healer, great, put 1 more point into Hydra Sophist. If you want him to become some kind of a tank, put 1 more point into Warfare. Add leadership to him as well. That way you'll have one character that spreads leadership to other party members. He's tanky as it is with Constitution. And he's summoning a bastard that does a lot of damage with the totems next to that incarnate. You can summon totem every turn. Hydrosophist skills that heal and restore armor use only 1 action point. I forgot how many action points Soothing Cold costs, but it doesn't matter. That's why I believe Summoner could be best used as some kind of a healer, or maybe if you want, instead of a healer, get yourself Geomancer to restore physical armor to your party members. What I would do for first 8 or so levels is this. Around 4 points into summoning, Hydrosophist or Geomancer 2 points, one of these two, and 2 points into leadership. So now you have a multifunctional character that lets his other party members do whatever the hell they want. They can be DPS, crowd control, whatever the hell they want. That's a huge thing. Not everyone needs to do DPS in your party. And you still have DPS from his incarnate and totems. Or if you want, completely ignore every other thing and put all of the points into summoning. For first 10 levels until you get incarnate champion, and then start combining your summoner with another preset. Perfectly viable option. Everything is viable with summoner, absolutely everything. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this bastard. As long as you know that if you summon incarnate on a certain ground, he will do that type of damage. From the talents, there are plenty of options. If you want to make the most out of your summoner, I would suggest something like Glass Cannon to start with. At the beginning of the game you won't have magic and physical armor, and if you do have it, it's going to be in small amounts. That makes Glass Cannon one of the best abilities during the early game. Maximum amount of action points each turn can make or break your fights, on Tactician as well. From the other abilities, I would suggest Stench next to that Glass Cannon, especially if you're a healer / buffer. That way, most of the enemies will leave you alone for a certain time, and someone else can take care of them while you summon, heal, buff, whatever. If you go for a tank version of Summoner, then I'd go for something like Living Armor instead of Stench, and forget about Glass Cannon. Where you're in front lines and you're a Glass Cannon in front lines, that's not a good choice. You're just gonna get controlled and you're fucked. You will not be able to summon, you will not be able to heal, you will not be able to do anything. Something like Elemental Affinity is not needed at all, mainly because all of the skills that we are using will cost 1 action point in most cases, be it tank or be it healer. Other good choices with Summoner for early levels are all skilled up, so that you can get that extra point to summoning, and also bigger and better to make yourself even more tankier if you're going down that route. So even as a ranged mage, you'll be tanky with points into Constitution. As for gear, really depends on your preference. If you're more of a tanky type, then shield and single-handed whatever, be it wand, sword, depends on your preference really. I cannot help you there. Everything has its own merits. Wand is better for intelligence-based characters, but in the early game it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. You'll not be using your weapon. You'll just heal, buff, and summon shite all over the battlefield. Another option is if you want to go for intelligence setup, that could also work with Glass Cannon and Stench, are dual wands. You'll be able to do decent amount of damage from afar when you have action points available, and it would work. With Stench and Glass Cannon, you'll be able to contribute in DPS next to your Incarnate, just not too much, since still you gotta buff everyone, heal everyone, and summon shite all over the battlefield. Well, that's it. I think you understand what Summoner is now and how flexible it can be. If you have any questions, please post in comments. I'll answer as always if I have an answer to the question. You can't go wrong with this bastard as long as you don't put 15 points into memory. Then you went completely wrong route. There you go. Thank you all for watching and see you soon in another video.
Toodaloo, motherfucker!